Hi everyone, I'm Alice and welcome to my project. I'm doing a tactile menstruation detector for visually impaired individuals. So why is this a problem? Visual inspection is the routine way of confirming menstrual leakage or onset, and visually impaired individuals unfortunately cannot do that. They have to rely on alternative cues and have over the years expressed a lot of concerns, frustrations, and even fears when it comes to menstrual management. This is a problem that affects approximately 25 million to 30 million people worldwide, which is why I propose a design that could help them with the following criteria. First, it has to be passive and automatically activated, unlike some of the existing products addressing this problem. It has to produce a reliable, persistent, and tactile signal, and it has to be affordable and comfortable. So, the proposed mechanism is the actuator, compressed PU foam strips. This is not to scale, and pH responsive strips. Films. So essentially, you want the film to compress the PU foam strips. And these are made of pH responsive polymers that would dissolve at the pH of menstrual fluids only, not other acidic discharge. So essentially, when menstrual fluid come, this film dissolves and it releases this foam underneath. It releases this foam like that. So when it's compressed, it has a lot of restoring force, and that's why it would create a really distinct and raised tactile ridge geometry after they are released. All right, so prototype mockup. I was lucky enough to make an actual prototype. I'm really happy. So this is what it looks like. It's a complete patch with around 2 to 3 millimeters thickness. This is the left side. You have the three foam and 3 polymer strips. And then you have this. This is an aperture layer. It basically sticks the two of them together with a PUL backing. It's plastic, but in theory it's supposed to be PUL, and this is what is actually waterproof, and it helps you retain the fluids, so it temporarily blocks the blood from escaping further. Now, evaluation and results. I did some preliminary testing, but I was not able to go through a lot of them because my polymers only arrived very late. So essentially, there are 2 grades of polymers that I used, both by Shin-Etsu, which is HPMCAS, ASMF, and ASHF. So as you can see here, both grade retained integrity, so they did not dissolve or rupture at pH 4, which is good. We don't want it to rupture when it's under acidic conditions. And MF actually lost restraint at 6.3, while HF didn't. So MF has a dissolution threshold of 6.0 and HF 6.5. This is a discrimination, which is good. Do not take me out of context. And you have pH 6.8, which is when both the HF and MF film lost load bearing capacity and both ruptured. This is good. This is consistent with what I wanted. And HF thickness, basically I compared 2 thicknesses, and obviously the thinner one lost strength first. Plasticized film. This is a plasticized film. I only got my plasticizer very late, so I was only able to cast this one film with it because the process takes 12 hours. But so all of the above films are unplasticized, which means they're more brittle and less flexible than this. And so the plasticized film actually belongs in the intended formulation. And it makes it softer, and so when this goes in contact with pH buffers, it dissolves, but it doesn't rupture. So it just softens until it dissolves. So this might partially affect my results from before, but that remains a future direction. And then 2 mil contact wetting. This is where the problem happened. So I made several of these patches, and I put 2 mil of pH buffers on this to see if it dissolves and allows the foam to raise. They didn't. And I realized it might have been because there was not enough fluid volume. You can read about this in my paper. Okay, so what does this establish then? The pH responsive HPMAS joints can discriminate by formulation, so this thing works. And a small chemical change can release a much larger and persistent mechanical signal. This dissolving can release this thing. So that's the entire mechanism, and it's proven to work. Now, another thing is that activation is not governed by pH alone. This is the biggest takeaway. I kind of mentioned this. Volume, contact geometry, like dropping the buffer versus immersing is different. Local pH buffering capacity is another thing. That's what I meant by acidification. And yes, so what remains to do? Determine the minimum activation volume. I need to know how much would actually dissolve these, allow these to raise. And optimize plasticizer formulation and thickness, find the best, and then test fast triggering, partial triggering, humidity, comfort, and other end user validations. So this study basically validates this mechanism, but it does not establish yet a functional device. thank you for listening, and that is the end of my presentation. I'll see you around.